We live,
Yeah,
baby.
let's do this. Where do we go?
We live, baby. Yeah.
Why did I turn that up? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to turn that up over there. I'm sorry.
Damn.
There you go. There you go. Here we go. Yeah.
Welcome to Sway in the Morning.
Back at it again. Brenden in the house.
Oh,
Wait, there it is. Welcome. What's up, man?
what's poppin'?
Annoying the fuck out of everybody. Starting off strong, bro. Starting off strong.
We're coming in swinging.
Dude, represent.
Represent from the 505.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was up north, so we technically were from the 575.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know how far north, but we're talking north. You know what I mean? 575 up in this mother.
New Mexico, all of New Mexico, there was not enough people, so there used to be just all 505. All of New Mexico just used to be 505.
And then you guys expanded like
right. A bunch of everybody, just too much people, and then we're just like, you know what? 575 now. 575, bro. Where's my 575 tattoo? I need a 575 tattoo. Anyways, welcome to the show. Welcome back. This is your third appearance, dude. Third time.
Is it my third time?
This is the third time on the
Damn,
show, bro.
This is my third time.
Lost count. We're losing count already, man. That's because
Man.
you're a regular, bro.
It's 'cause I'm a regular here.
You're a regular, man. Dude, we have so much shit to talk about.
We got a lot of ground to cover.
Dude, there's been so much shit in the news. There's been so much shit with your music going on. Dude, you finished your album. You got it popping on YouTube right now.
This is true.
Where else do you have it?
True,
Where else are you trying to stream it at?
Man.
Can we get it on Spotify yet?
No, not yet.
Come on.
Man, I'm gonna, you know what I mean? I'm waiting.
All right, what else?
I'm waiting.
What about, well, yeah, man, because you said you have a SoundCloud, right?
Yeah, but SoundCloud for me, man.
It's whack as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, it's in and out. It's
Whack,
good. It's
whack.
I don't use it as my platform. No,
Okay.
no, man. YouTube, that's where it's at right now.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Even fucking, I don't know if you know this, but Twitch is even falling down right now. Have you ever, do you know who Ninja is?
Yeah.
Ninja,
yeah.
the best fucking gamer out there. Fortnite champion, played with Drake. He's a beast.
Motherfucker's falling off, huh?
No, he's gone.
Oh.
He left Twitch and went to another platform called Mixer.
Ooh, what traitor?
We gotta.
What imposter?
You know what this
Fake
means? You know what this means? We gotta start looking into Mixer, dude.
Dude, I've never heard of them.
Exactly.
Maybe they'll sponsor me like Sony.
Or we can get something going faster. You never know. Mixer could be
give
where
me
it's
a
at.
record deal.
Mixer, if you're out there, sign the MuseMe podcast.
Mix us up. You know, we need some
'Cause,
equalization.
Dude, it's exactly like the fucking Twitch channel. Like, you go to Twitch and you see all these channels of games and shit like that. That's exactly how Mixer is. But there's more in there, too. Just like Twitch has a fucking just chatting, music performance, art, whatever. It's all in there, dude.
Right, it's a little bit everything. Okay. So there.
You just got to stream it.
So he basically gets paid more. Is what you're saying?
How's this idea? I don't know if you've thought about this, but have you ever thought about doing a stream of your album live,
Dude.
like singing the whole album from cover to cover, song to song, live? What is it? Like an hour long, right?
It's 45 minutes, man. 45 minutes, and the one thing I have thought about, like streaming or something, would
Live,
be like
dude.
live performances.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
so
dude.
like local. That would be fun. Yeah, but not like me rapping in my rooms or record. Well, maybe if I was like recording a song in the moment, even that'd be pretty fun. Like if I had somebody, in the background as like I'm making one of my hits.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
And that's usually what a lot of fucking people do on Twitch is
Yeah.
that they're just have it on 24/7, showing what they do all day.
I'd be down, man. I'm not opposed to the idea. I think I just have to expand. I'm like right there.
Yeah,
honestly.
I think that's a good idea, man. I was like, oh man, that'd be a cool thing. Brenden fucking do a stream of his fucking album, just like him front to back, all his own shit. Like, I mean, you have all the
Spitting
instrumentals, right?
hardcore.
Just fucking.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah,
Hell
dude,
yeah.
just
Hey, man,
fucking.
just going in.
Literally a concert, but on stream. That's how I see it. And you
Right.
can do it almost twice, 3 times a week, fucking whenever you want. You're appealing to a different audience all the time.
That's true, dude. It's just like people performing that shit. Never
Exactly.
gets old, you know? You can always perform the same songs over and over again, man. For me, I mean, I do good with live performances and stuff like that. I just haven't dipped my toes into that quite yet. I feel like I got to make a second album, and then I might go journey out and just perform the 2 back to back, you know?
I hear you.
Yeah.
I'm there to support you, dude. You keep it up and fucking, that'd be some legit shit.
Oh,
Go out
yeah,
to some
dude.
shows. Even help you sell some merch and shit. I'll be the guy to stand at your merch table while you're on
Dude.
stage and shit.
Gotta make more merch too, man. That's one of the things, dude, is making the merch. Is
Right there. Bam. Show it off. Right there. You have it.
Oh, yeah, dude,
Yeah, show it
huh?
off. Yeah,
Boom,
right there.
Right there. So we're wearing some of this merch, bro. Complete chaos merch
there.
in the house.
Close up on the merch right now. Close up. I'm just kidding. You can't get a close up on the merch. That's hilarious.
Let me just go
All right, can we just
closer to the.
can we get the cameraman get a close up on it? I'm just kidding. But
Switch that angle.
dude, I love your
Keep the
idea though.
lights.
You just gotta market it as much as you can. Just throw it out there. Like you said, I should be doing that shit. I fucking am slacking, dude. I'm
Dude.
slacking so bad.
Dude, I say that's the thing, man. People just have a hard time making the connections. Not even that they have a hard time. Maybe just something might be stopping you. So for me, man, just like you said, I could go out there and kind of like put my music on Spotify or go like put it on SoundCloud a little more. Or go even do some live performances and stream them and record them. That's like shit I know how to do, but I just haven't bridged those gaps quite yet. Same with you, and all your ideas, just like what the cartoon versions of you're showing me the other day, man.
Yeah.
Ooh, I could
Stickers,
see those.
right?
I
Like you
can
said,
see those on our
stickers or
stickers to
something?
begin with. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See how it goes from there. See people buy it, and then next thing you know, dude, make a shirt, and then freaking boom.
Hear that now? You hear
Selling
that?
shirts.
If
man.
you're watching this right now, tell me if you want some merch. We'll fucking make some stickers. We'll get some shit going.
He's gonna make some shirts.
We'll
man.
do some shit, man.
Some hats. Set you up with some hats. You want some wristbands?
Oh, dude.
Ooh.
I used to be into wristbands so much when I was fucking younger. I kind of fallen off the wagon with the wristband thing. But,
Mhm.
I mean, I used to fucking studded ones,
Ooh,
nice little
dude.
gold ones. It was-
Can make some nice pendants, man.
bro,
I'll make you a nice boondoggle keychain.
there you go.
You
Some
know what I
cool
mean?
ass shit for the new car, right?
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking. All right, let's talk serious shit right now. Let's go serious, dude. All right, this is serious right now, guys. We're not.
Serious,
I mean,
bro.
I'm trying not to joke about this because we're fucking talking about it right now. But anyways, dude, mass shootings right now going on.
Oh yeah, man.
Dude, what the fuck? Dude, what the fuck?
Man.
Okay, I get it. But here's one thing that's making me mad. We were actually watching this a while ago. Me and Angel were watching this where they were actually blaming video games and heavy metal music. Video games and heavy metal. What?
It's that damn rock and roll.
That damn and that
These damn kids listening to all that jazz.
playing that damn Call of Duty too
Playing that
much.
Damn Call of Duty.
What do you think about that, man? What's going on? Is it people trying to blame on people? What's come on,
Dude, so you're gonna have to tell me a little bit more about it. So like, tell me what's going on, man. I haven't really heard much about the shootings.
All right, first of all, I guess
I
there
don't have
was
cable.
there was a shooting in an El Paso shopping center.
Oh yeah.
Where I think it
Mhm.
said 20 people were killed and 29 were injured. I'm not too sure. You can double check that for me, Angel. See where we are on that.
Holy shit.
And also, not even that. Within 48 to 27 hours, there was a freaking shooting in Iowa, Dayton, Iowa. 9 people killed
Right. I heard about that
at a
too.
bar
Right.
in less than fucking 48 hours. This is less than 24 hours. El Paso shooting right there. Everyone's in high alert. Shit's going down.
But wasn't he doing it for like Trump? Yeah.
That's what they say.
That-
See? Right there. Right there.
Right, that's
You.
propaganda.
Who knows?
Doing it for Trump.
Is he? Is
I
he
don't know.
not?
I mean, he posts stuff on his social medias about Trump, but that doesn't mean check shit. I mean,
Go to the top. Go back to the top. Click on one of the Mexican vow to legal action against U.S. after Delhi up. Mexico vows? Why are they vowing? to take legal action. Isn't that our problem? It's a border town. I get it, but
He's illegal.
oh man.
Yeah,
But okay,
it's a real problem.
dude, I don't know how to deal with these mass shootings. Like people are freaking out, but yet, again, they don't actually. They portray the evil of the world. Like there's so much bad going on, but they don't say anything about like person that's doing good right now.
I feel like people are getting more comfortable with like gun violence and just violence in general.
Yeah.
So I think it's easier to like pull guns out on people or even just pull triggers in general nowadays, anyways. So yeah, man. I say be prepared for that shit or get a gun. Get a gun yourself. That's what I would do.
And then
Be prepared.
yeah, and then it's kind of really coincidental. Well, I mean, people are gonna do things all the time, but it's happening right when the elections and everyone is kind of
That's
settled
true.
in.
Mm.
So like people are actually gonna start choosing sides even more now.
I think people are just pissed. I think people are just probably just trying to make noise, man. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think Trump's gonna get reelected?
I don't know honestly.
I think he might. To be honest.
In a positive way.
Just in a overall standpoint, like people like just maybe they need a face, and he just might be it again. For the next 4 years.
They just see it. They just see it.
Yeah, maybe he's just, what I mean? Like, yeah, a lot of people hate him, but then why did he get picked for president in the first place? A lot of people voted, which was weird as fuck.
And there are a lot of people out there that do support him, like really famous people.
To me, I'm just like, well, give him another 4 years, and then what can he do? So I haven't seen a wall yet. I seen a wall around Mexico. You know what I mean?
What? Yeah.
Like, How much power does he really have? I think it's just all air talk.
Yeah, I could see that.
He's just been talking and chalking it up for fucking years on end. Oh, you got a core right there.
Yeah, but yeah, dude, fucking all that shit is just, I don't know, man. It's another level of fucking.
It's crazy, man.
And to think that like that shit that goes on around us, but yet we are here, like fucking. How do we deal with that? Is it something? Are we supposed to be scared every day? Am I supposed to be scared to go into Walmart now? Like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, bro. Fuck yes, you are. Yeah, fuck yeah.
What?
50-50.
No.
Yeah, yes, you should. You should always be. Fuck yeah. I feel like it's a 50-50 thing. Like you walk around, like, knowing you walk in safe, sure. But then, for me, what I do is I like people check. So, like, I'm always, like, visually checking my surroundings and making sure, like, nobody's after me or, like, trying to fucking come up on my wallet or, like, little things, man, or nobody followed me to my car.
So you're a cautious person.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Every single day as I go into any store anywhere, I'm like, did I see the same guy in the store 8 times? Did I, like, I'm cautious of things, not paranoid, no, just cautious, like, because I'm like, dude, bad shit happens to good people, so you never know, dude. I like to keep my eyes open.
That's so weird to think about too, because I mean, I'm not saying I'm the opposite, because I do always like, always try to stay aware of what's going on in your surroundings, but I am so fucking, I think so, like, I don't know, like,
Comfortably.
not even comfortably, just like, oh man, if this guy's gonna kill me, then he has really bad problems. But at that end, like, what if he's just like a struggling person that's just like having a bad time or whatever? Like, what if it was just me saying hello that made him kill me,
Right.
or made him not want to kill somebody?
True.
Yeah, I mean,
True.
just that, like, weighing those two already is just such a burden. It's just like, why is life so hard that I have to think of this?
I feel like, for me, man, I just try to read. I just try to read the signs, bro. I don't know. I just try, honestly.
And
like,
sometimes you can see it, right?
Right.
Sometimes
Yeah.
you're just
Oh,
like,
yeah. I was like, I see it on most people, dude. Like, especially, okay, so imagine coming from, like, California to here. This town and place has a whole different vibe compared to where I'm from. Not saying that where I'm from, the same shit couldn't happen to you. It's just like, I think of everyday life how you would think of, like when I live there, I think of life how you would think of here every day. So like when I come here, I'm on edge and I'm like, okay, wow, I get the feeling from every single person and the streets and the vibes of the stores and places, and I'm like, like some places are chill, sure, like, but majority of New Mexico is kind of like rugged, for the most part, as you could say. Like, I guess you could call it rugged.
Rugged.
Yeah, in a sense, dude. Like you could tell there's good ass people here, but then like it's just so run down, like to a degree, just by like bad people, you know. So I don't know. A lot of break-ins, a lot of burglaries, a lot of fucking homeless people, a lot of like car thefts, a lot of bullshit. You don't see anybody walking down the streets here. You know what I mean? That's one sign of like, you know, people are semi scared as fuck. Like, yeah, you see some people riding buses and this and that, whatever. But as far as it comes to people jogging and walking and being like lively in a city, they're only in like uptown.
You don't think
and,
that's because of population?
I think it's because of like the culture of the city too. Like if it's manifested bad energy all around, then of course people aren't gonna be walking down the streets jogging, and like they'll be in certain parts where they know it's safe. But even then, like I heard like on the north side, some like on some jogger trail, there was some like old ass lady that was walking to the Smiths, and she got like randomly stabbed by like some 40-year-old gangbanger for initiation, and then they caught him in his face on camera on like in the Smiths and shit, so they knew exactly who did it. But
Okay,
like,
see, you heard that one story of that guy that
Well, I
just
mean-
stabbed the old lady.
well, I mean, you know what I mean. You see the freaking police reports and shit. Yeah.
Okay. This is just an example, though.
Alright.
Every day,
Shit happens.
I help an old person to their room because none of the nurses want to do it in my job.
Mm-hmm.
So why does that not ever been told? Like, why, like, you know, why some good deed that happens on a daily compared to this one that happens once in a while? A woman got stabbed for initiation. Now that's the whole highlight of evil. That's the whole highlight of the news now. When
True.
in hindsight, hundreds of millions of probably times, there's more good deeds inside of that small area, which is just kind of, it's kind of shitty how our culture has evolved, where we always depict the bad news first, and it always is the first thing to trend, or is the first thing to come up as fucking everybody needs to know that this happened. Where like if we discovered something cool in science or anything, nobody ever knows about that. Nobody ever finds out about something like that.
No, it's all about tragedy and like horrific shit. Basically, probably just to scare you.
Do you think? But do you think it not only just to scare us, but you think we like that shit?
Yeah, I think it gives us a sense of awareness. Like I said, man, like it lets you know what potential dangers and evil there are in the world, so you can stay away from that shit. I mean, for me, I like to hear, okay, yeah, there's hurricanes there, this place is doing bad there, this is that. So I'm like, all right, stay away from that country. Got it. Fucking Idaho's doing bad. All right, got storms or some shit. Not gonna go there. California doing all right. Probably stay here.
Texas has mass
Texas.
shooting.
Probably not gonna go there anytime soon. Right. You know, little facts like that. I mean, they keep you updated with life, I guess. I don't know. For me, at least, like it lets. I'm a weird paranoid person though, so I can't speak for everybody. I just live life like that because.
No, that's good.
You know.
That's what we're trying to establish. That's what
Right.
we got going on here on the podcast. We learning about Brenden.
I feel like it's a two-way learning process though, you know, because I was like, it's like your opinions mixed with mine and then mixed with like a little bit of the world's.
Yeah.
So I was like, we got three doors open here, you know.
Some crazy shit, bro.
Some crazy shit.
What about the whole fucking Area 51 shit, man?
Dude.
You think it's going down?
I don't understand why everybody's been trending it, to be honest.
You think
like,
someone?
I think it just came out of random. Like people were just like aliens. Maybe somebody saw some shit. I don't know.
Because like you've heard of the whole raid Area 51, right?
Like, are we talking like recent?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
no,
Okay.
no,
Wow. Okay.
No, that's I've just seen the memes. But I'm
Okay,
like,
so the reason why these memes are coming up is
Mhm.
because there's a Facebook post that happened maybe like a month ago that said an event. Somebody made an event on Facebook that said, "Let's storm Area 51.
oh,
They
shit.
can't stop us all." Okay, so it kind of was, you know, a couple friends, couple in the hundreds. You know how much it's reached now? Over 2.2 million people
Jesus fuck.
saying that they're interested or gonna go to
Area
this event.
51.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
go storm it. So they're even doing. Angel, pull up one of the freaking reports on like on YouTube for Area 51. Like, you know how they're like, don't storm Area 51 because you're gonna get shot. But if 200 if 2 million people say that they might go, do you think somebody might go?
Dude, I think they would show up in waves of people by the thousands for sure. Just to sightsee, most definitely.
Find a YouTube video.
If they haven't been like already going.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm sure like everybody knows it's government property, so I'm sure they're getting like felonies left and right. Maybe.
And then, the Mr. Beast video too. He just did the whole thing. Oh my god. Just throw on the first one. That's fine. Let's get rid of all this. Get ads. Ads that always are playing. He's not gonna be able to hear anything anyways. I don't have the sound for the thing yet. I still haven't figured that out yet. I still have to figure out how to get sound.
Let me narrate. It was 2,000 years ago when we first found the aliens.
We also uncovered another
Area
story of a man
51
who Area 51. You guys,
has
this is an
been-
amazing story, okay? He spent 7
No,
days
you're doing good. You're doing
Hold on.
good.
to the location of S.
That's my Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman.
I can't do that shit without laughing.
But yeah, this is people want to rate it. There's people that have accidentally crossed the line back in the day where they accidentally, drove into the Area 51.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Fucking squat guys like that came at
Come on,
them.
fuck yeah.
What?
Hell yeah.
So what are these people gonna do? What are you gonna go find that these people aren't gonna stop you beforehand?
You can find little baby aliens, man.
All right, we're good. You can
They're
turn that off.
housing them. They're housing them down there.
That's oh man. Okay? Yeah, I mean we kind of brushed upon this a little bit last time, but do you think aliens are really out there?
I think they're really out there, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like out there among us, out there that they haven't reached us yet, out there that they're kind of watching us. What do you think? Where are these aliens right now?
I think it's like
One landed here and then we fucking stole it and now they're pissed. What's going?
I think it's a mix of all, dude. Like, I think for one, we exist inside one universe, so for us to be the only thing would be insane. You know what I mean? There has to be something else besides us. Whether they like have made contact or traveled to here, I would say is a possibility, most definitely. So I would say if they had that knowledge to travel further, which I'm sure they do, because humans are like semi-smart, semi-dumb. So like we've only had, like think about it, we only have the knowledge to travel so far. So it's like, of course, we haven't like seen any other life forms, or like not only that, we're not built for it. So like for some reason, maybe our species hasn't been on Earth long enough to be adaptable to be able to go to other places. Like certain aliens maybe have just like existed for many millenniums, so they're like able to maybe pit stop here. They know what our planet's about, and then they're just like, right, maybe among us or out and about, or smarter technology, so they're able to get to and from quicker. Man, all sorts of ideas towards that shit.
And it's hard to imagine too, because there are those accounts where we've seen flying saucers.
True.
I've been abducted by aliens. That's so crazy because
Pause. Wait, what? You've been abducted? What?
not me.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, what?
I know, right?
I was like, wait, you were-
Let me tell you about my anal probing. But no, people always coming up with those stories,
Right.
where they're like, "Hey, I've been abducted. Hey, they abducted my cows. Why does my cow look like this now?" Like,
Dude,
we're like, those are freaky in themselves.
I've heard like I was like watching this one like TV show where basically this medium went to this ranch, and in this ranch this dude was like, I've been seeing like gray figures in my dreams, but I don't know if they're like ghosts or aliens. And so like the medium came and they're like, well, they're aliens, but they're like acting like ghosts or something. So like she like then stepped outside and got shocked by like lightning or some shit, and like all sorts of like crazy shit started happening around there. So I was like, man, I believe, like honestly, I believe that aliens definitely could connect into this world with like, could be spiritual as well, like ghosts, aliens, and us. I don't see why they couldn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I love how you touched upon that, like the ghost thing, because if aliens are real, are ghosts real as well? Because I honestly really don't believe in ghosts as much as I should. And what is it? Why?
Is it just because like have you never had any type of experience or like have you ever like is it like personal beliefs? Is it like so what is it that makes you not believe in ghosts?
I don't know. I guess personal beliefs.
So detail.
I've never experienced a ghost. That's for sure.
Mhm.
When people assume the ghost thing, where they're like, "Don't you hear that? Why is this noise happening? It's super quiet in a haunted place." Or this light turned off by itself. How did it turn off by itself? Like, is this just not recalling the shit that you did before? Like, do you not remember turning off the light? Do you not remember doing this shit? Because I think you just forgot or didn't do it correctly. So in those instances,
Mm-hmm.
I feel there's a lot of like skepticalism in, oh, this happened to me or this happened as well, because I come from a family that really believes in it, but
you can see the logic and maybe what some of those things could have been, so maybe you can debunk them quick.
yeah, or I just think that
Right.
might be a little crazy.
So I mean, has anybody ever told you anything that they couldn't explain, like at all? Like you know what I mean? Like has anybody just like have you ever? I mean, if you haven't encountered it, have you ever met somebody that's encountered crazy, like paranormal, stuff or like experiences or stories or like do you have any friends or like
I mean, my uncle says that he was visited by Jesus,
mm-hmm.
and now that's why he's a firm believer. So that's kind of the aspect of a ghost or some kind of spirit that comes to him telling him that, hey, this is me. Again, who knows what the spirit technically was? Who knows what actually happened? But in his mind, in his sense, he feels it was Jesus Christ, and it spoke to him because he was at a bad time in his life. So at this time, he was just like, I must accept something, and that was one of the things. Same thing with photography. A lot of people take pictures, and then all of a sudden the picture comes out, and it's like this different image or something in the image that always blows people out of the water. They're just like, this is my dead relative. He's right here. Can't you see it in the picture? Like, I'm sitting here 5 years ago, and now look at this. He's in the picture. Like, those again, I can't explain them, but I don't think I don't want to say that it's real, but I just don't know.
Right. Well, okay, so tell me, do you believe in like God or heaven or like just like an afterlife or like what do you believe in? Like
In that sense, I really don't. Again, I hate saying the word I don't know, but
Right.
I don't know. Like, I know, I don't want to say I believe in a higher power,
Right.
but I do believe in something that's bigger than me.
Right.
I can't say that it's Jesus or God or
Right,
any
right.
kind of spiritual thing like that, but I can say that it's something that I don't know about.
So maybe like higher energy, higher forms of energy. Something
Yeah,
like
you can
that.
say that. Higher forms of energy is a great way to put it.
Because I mean, obviously, if we've existed for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, that higher energy almost has to be real. You know what I mean? Because we only live this lifetime for 100 years, but if it's been going on for thousands, I mean, that has to be some form of magic.
So
you know?
even then, at that sense, the form of higher energy is just stuff we can't see.
Yeah.
But science has already debunked a lot of that stuff in senses that we can see. Like right now in front of us, like inside, right now you could look and you don't see anything, but millions and millions of particles and fucking molecules are just right in front of your face, dude.
Right.
Crazy. That's in another higher level. We can't even understand that, dude. You
No.
can't see air particles. You can't see atoms. You can't see anything of that level because that is another higher level.
Yes.
But yet it's been explained. It's been shown that we can understand that. So when you get more into the sense of like, I just don't understand ghosts or I don't understand this, that's why I put it in a topic of like spiritual. Isn't just that we just don't understand it yet. It's that we don't got to that point to know a ghost is maybe ectoplasmic energy that is formulated by a vortex of this that happens with this that
There's
we just
no way we could know that.
that
right?
not yet.
Not yet.
We just
No.
don't know. But we associate it with automatically is with spiritual.
Right.
So
right.
in that sense, like, what is it though? Because this is what is a great topic with you, because you have dealt with this and you do kind of believe. You do believe.
Yeah.
You do. You very, very much so.
Yeah. I was like, basically, I'm gonna let you talk. Keep going. We're gonna get into it.
We don't. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get to. Is that like where in this sense do we know the difference between the two? Because we shouldn't be saying you're right and I'm wrong, or I'm wrong, right, and you're wrong. What we should be saying is like we both don't know.
Right. For me, I just kind of see what your beliefs are, where your standpoints are, and what makes sense to you. You know, how you interpret life. Basically, is what I try to figure out. So, like for me, I'm like, do you believe in not necessarily God, no, but higher energy, higher forms, higher powers, higher whatever, higher manifestations. And then, I could say the same for negative contexts. Do you believe in, I could definitely say, not the devil, but satanic, poltergeist, crazy ghosts, pentagrams. Do you believe in that sort of energies, satanic cults? Do you believe in the power of all that? Because for me, I'm like a double-edged sword. I'm like somewhere in the middle. I believe in the higher power more than I would ever believe in the negative power, but I understand the realm of the negative power because I've seen it firsthand. So when you're in a realm of just bad, toxic, crazy shit, I mean, I'd say you are, like, imagine, man, like, you are more prone to run into bad shit that you could even associate with the spiritual realm. If you're living a bad life, like, it could be bad turns of events. Like, they say people on drugs, like, spirits like to mess with people on drugs a lot more. And, like, I've always wondered why. It's because they can present themselves to people on drugs.
See, but that already, you're already putting some bad text into stuff, because you're already associating drugs with spiritual forces and stuff, right?
Well, that's just on the negative side of the context.
Okay, but what is a drug? You can in this sense, you are just said drug, and that throws hundreds of things in that proportion. Prescription pills, marijuana, psilocybin, acid, heroin.
Well, okay. So, I mean, you could do all that, which I think just puts you in a more... It's not the drugs that make ghosts present themselves. It's the vulnerability. So it's the fact that your mind is so open that the drugs open up. Any drug that you do opens up key parts of your mind. You know what I mean? Making you more vulnerable, making you more receptive. So, I mean, ghosts...
Or aware, right?
Or aware.
Okay.
Right. So that's the thing is why. So it's not always in a negative context. Sometimes people take things and then they're like, whoa, dude, I had visions. I saw shit. I unlocked different parts of my mind. Like me. Well, I'm not going to say. Basically like shrooms, like I once did shrooms and I had like a crazy spiritual journey where I was like sitting there unlocking doors in my mind and just like different knowledge. And then I was like, ooh, I came to this epiphany like 6 to 8 years back. I was like, I'm going to make an album one day. I mean, obviously, that could have been in the cards, whatever. But little things like that, help me kind of like step into my destiny. I feel like you get shown different lights in different ways. If you are a spiritual person, man, I feel like it'll come to you in different forms. Could be through anything, man. Could be through spirits being physical ghosts. Could be through signs of this earth, meaning fate and like manifest destiny. You know what I mean? Could be like just kind of like random sequence of things in place and time of events. So like meaning you met that person, then you got this job, and then that happened for you, and then this and that trickled and domino affected. So like when I talk about like the spiritual realm, I mean it's a wide spectrum of things, not just ghosts, but I mean ghosts and spirits, yes, do fall into the category of that, meaning like, so for me seeing them and believing in seeing them, I mean personally, like it's very few and far between. So like every person is like, oh, I'd love to see a ghost in the flesh in front of my door just staring at me.
Yeah, that's everyone's dream, so that they can believe.
So Right, so they can believe. So for me, I'm a medium. So they come to me in vision and in thoughts and in dreams, basically. You know what I mean? Depending on if that door is open, basically. So for me, man, like I lucid dream basically every night. And like let's just say like on certain nights if I'm lucid dreaming and I were to slip into like a sleep paralysis, that when I slip into a form of sleep paralysis, that's like a time where I could see ghosts, which I have, basically like they could be sitting on the foot of your bed and just sitting there, and not that they mean you any harm and not that they have physical faces. I mean, most time it's just black figures and shit. Like, and imagine I'm awake without being awake. So if you've ever had sleep paralysis, like you're awake and just can't move a damn muscle. You know what I mean? You're just able to sit there and stare, up until you can actually move. For me, I can always twitch a finger. So I know I'm in sleep paralysis when I can only twitch my finger, then I'll inch my finger off the bed, and then eventually my whole arm slips off the bed, and then I'm able to, like, gain consciousness. So I figured out ways around my lucid dreaming and, like, sleep paralysis throughout the years. But, like, most of the time, man, actually that's, like, how I get my signs for, like, most shit, man. Like, for me, I'll dream of like crazy shit and then like I'll interpret it into real life basically. So like I'll be dreaming of stuff for weeks, could be the same dream over and over and over and over again. And I'm like, okay, this has to have a meaning. You know what I mean? And I'll interpret that into my real life and then basically, make different decisions based off of the dream I'm having or like the thoughts I'm having from the dreams or like so man, like to me I'm like it's a big realm to deal with or to even really get into, because I was like opening that door could be like opening up a big floodgate, and keeping it closed does you no harm. You know what I mean? Like people who choose to believe in it kind of also put themselves out there mentally and physically, because you become an open vessel, an open portal. You're trying to be like, oh, let me feel that energy, let me be aware of it, let me see a ghost, let me you're trying to like gear all those things to happen, so you're becoming more open. When you are a little more like, I don't believe that was just a crack, a creak, or this or that, this and that, you're closing every opportunity. So if something was trying to make a connection to you, you shut it down instantly already, and it has no power to even creep into your life, basically. Like, you know what I mean? So like for you, maybe if you've never seen one, it's just because, I mean, one's never had the chance to present itself to you, maybe.
Okay, so in that aspect, the way that you're describing spiritualness, or like the way that everything should manifest itself, I'm seeing it as like in different forms. Okay, maybe in your spiritual sense, you're seeing it as like a vision or some kind of a lucid dream or something that happens that you can just interpret in a certain way. When I don't want to say that it's spiritual, or I don't want to say it's an awakening, but there are some times when I'm sitting there and I play the guitar and I just fucking zone out into this other realm where I literally am fucking making genius music. Like, oh my God, it's the most beautiful shit in the world. Like, I can just literally sit there and just come up with ideas, and I'm not even thinking about the ideas I'm doing. It's like I don't want to say it, I'm just like in a fucking just weird ass state where I'm just like
a trance almost.
You can say that.
So do you think that that's your skill, or do you think that that's a part of your being, of who you are on this earth, and when your soul connects to the music, that door opens and you're just able to kill it?
I honestly feel like that's the skill of how long that I've been playing for and how much determination I have in my music.
Right.
Because I can sit there and play the same scale over and over and over again, and I would end up being like a Japanese philosophy master, where I'm just like, do you really want to fight somebody that practices 1,000 punches, or do you want to fight somebody that practices one punch 1,000 times? It has that aspect of being the master at it. Right. Is that, again, in like some sort of like spiritual thing where you're understanding yourself more? Or you're actually, I honestly feel like it is more of like an understanding of yourself, because what I feel is everything that you're talking to is more of like, yeah, it's you. You pretty much are being able to think of and be part of, if you want to put it, this earth. Like, right. You can put yourself in a frequency that everyone else is not attuned to.
Right.
But then again, though, you're kind of going into a scientific term where I feel you are putting yourself in a different higher plane or a lower plane than somebody else that we just can't explain yet.
Right, right.
So, and like, I don't want to say like you're making it harder for science to explain it, but in that sense, shouldn't you be out there helping us more to make it so that we know the scientific purposes of why you have these lucid dreams or why you go into sleep paralysis and the things happen in a scientific way?
Well, see, for me, man, like that's the thing is like, for me, I feel like it's if every person is open to being open. You know what I mean? Like, immediately I could put my soul out there and be like, hey, this is why I'm here, and this is why you're here, this is what we're meant for, this is what we're doing. I could get to the root of everything in a split second, but that's only if somebody's as open and is willing to do the same. And if they never have done that, then most of the time I'm able to show people, like you said, like I'm teaching people to open those doors half the time. So I mean, for me, like, I already interpreted everything, and basically I stepped into my destiny with this shit over the years, like, into the medium stuff, and, like, getting, like, training and, like, going to classes and, like, finding, like, a better mentor to, like, help me make sense of, like, this gift, you know what I mean? So, for me, I feel like now, I mean, I've already been doing it forever, but to hone in and to really, like, speak it or to help people is just based off of them and if they want to be like helped or enlightened. Or half the time all it really is I mean, it's called a reading. So I mean, it's like if I were to give you a reading, I mean, it would only be for you to have some form of a breakthrough or some type of enlightenment. I mean, if there's something you're trying to reach in your mind, that's something I can help connect to with you, so that way you can help make maybe a better connection for yourself to maybe make a jump maybe in your own self, or to maybe help you bridge or think of something in a different way that you never could before, like that, you know what I mean? That's really all the purpose of, I mean, a medium is to give you that sort of, you know, overall, I would say, what would you call that? Fulfillment. Like, you know, every time you go see a medium, you expect to be fulfilled at the end of it. Like, did I get something out of this? Did I, you know, were they actually a medium? Did they this and that and this and that and this and that? You know, you want something out of the experience, you know. You want some type of overall knowledge, I feel, like, because you feel like they would have it, you know. So, like, for me, I feel like that's come with the years of, like, basically just reading people in and out. So, like, every person I meet, like, I'm a clairvoyant as well, so it's like, okay, imagine I meet you, and within the first, like, couple of sentences that you speak to me, I kind of already got who you are down, like, you know. And then the medium part could be like flashes, so I'm like, okay, I maybe get flashes that you maybe have a bad home life, you maybe had problems with depression, or you have problems with bipolar, or like these little things that I can instantly pick up on in you, whether or not you're masking them to the world. You know what I mean? I'm able to break those walls down in a heartbeat, and I've been doing it to people for years, basically. But now I'm trying to make it like a specific thing to also be able to pick up on people's like other side, like on the other, like basically people have had people that have passed over. You know, I close my eyes and can now get visions of like that sort of stuff. So it's like I'm also trying to dip my toes into that, instead of just like giving people readings and like saying, hey, I know your story and I know who you are and I can help you open up and like do this, and like I can read you like a book, sure, but also, you know, is there anybody that you're trying to connect to? Is there something that like really burdens at you, and is there something that like you can't get over? You know, is there somebody you'd like to like make a connection with? Or sometimes like people pull at me, and so sometimes I'll see, you know, it could be people's parents or something, you know. It just depends on the readings and stuff. I don't know. It's complicated stuff, man.
See, so for in that instance, you being able to do this stuff right now, why isn't your brain hooked up to a CAT scanner? Why are you not being shed through a X-ray machine all the time? Because obviously your brain is doing something that humans can, like normal people can't. So why are we not learning from this? Because we all have to take into speculation at this point, when we should be learning. Like, I'll do the reading, and I'll put under a CAT scan, and we'll take the vital signs and see what happens next. Because the next person, because say if you are doing this stuff very wholeheartedly and correctly, but the person that's mentoring or the person that you're learning from isn't, and their CAT scans or their IT scans aren't the same as yours, then where does that put this situation at? Where does that put actual physical science in that aspect? Because there are those instances where they do put like let's just say a mind reader or a clairvoyant inside of those CAT scans, and they put all kinds of shit in their brain, and they start doing their visions and stuff. They do see little differences than actual normal human beings.
Right.
That should be done to everybody that's like this. Like that's the only thing
right.
And it's so hard for like you, because mostly people's have to go off of speculation. There are those wholehearted believers out there that will listen to everything you say, and then those people that don't know, who are just like, maybe he's right, maybe he's wrong, I don't know.
Right.
And that's where it makes it a little bit more difficult, because we should be studying the science around this stuff instead of really kind of just this is just an example of what we use our money on, military spending.
Right.
Like, because I honestly feel there is some sort of science to this, or there is something that we should know that we don't know.
Yes, and it's connection. So to me, I'm like, it's like the root. It's the root of who we are. It's the root of our earth. It's the root of us as humans. I mean, when you get to the bare bottom, we're all connected. It's a different type of enlightenment. And like you said, yeah, 1 million people could drop everything and get to that level, but who's really willing to drop their phone, to drop their whatever they're into on the daily, their work, or whatever they have to do on a day to week to month span to get down to a pure level? For me, I mean, like this is like I did a lot of meditation for months of just sitting in my own mind and like a million things, and like, you know what I mean, I'm on a different level for a whole different reason, you know what I mean, that comes from like this life and also past life. So it's like who I was born to be, coming from my past life, and then it's who I'm supposed to be into this life. You know what I mean? Everybody has their own different stories, and I can't speak for everybody and say, hey, why aren't we all in the same boat? And just like trying to study this and trying to be more connected as people and trying to figure out the root of this world and passing over life and death, and that, I mean, that's what life is about.
Because I honestly see it as like a technique. Yeah. If you have that technique, I should be able to learn that technique.
And that's my thing, is I think everybody's capable of having it. I think it is receptiveness as well as like ability to narrow your mind. So like imagine like everything you've programmed yourself to think, it's about dropping all that. And once you get to a pure level of nothing, man, I was like, you'll be able to be enlightened, man, because you'll be like a sponge again. So it's like, for me, I had to get to a point where I had to almost reset my brain in order to have different knowledge, if that makes sense. Like I can't really explain it, man, but for me, things just started clicking in different ways, and I feel like everything got reset for me in order for me to be, I would call, enlightened.
See, and I feel like it's kind of a little bit the opposite, is where the more knowledge that I know, the more enlightenment that I get. Right. Is because I start learning more, and then maybe it doesn't counteract with what I did know, so it starts rearranging itself, and I just start, my brain just fucking goes crazy at some point.
I think it's different for everybody, because there are people who just are meant to get smarter and smarter. Me, I wasn't one of those people. I was already...
No, you can't say that.
Well, no, I can, based off of, like, who I was and what I was going through and doing drugs and, like, crazy shit. Not drugs, but just, like, popping pills and, like, you know, smoking weed and just, like, drinking a bunch and just, like, fucking going off the Richter.
The evil stuff.
Right, man.
The evil.
I mean, so imagine
evil.
When you're spiraling out, doing all that evil, crazy shit, you know, going through your whirlwinds of bullshit, you get to an ending point to where you're like, all right, I'm at an end of my wits.
Yeah, you either keep this or go down.
Right. And so, like I said, I had to restart everything and go upward. And so that's, like, where I am today, is, like, that restart gave me... So, like I said, I'm able to speak on both sides, the evil of shit.
Of your past, yeah.
Right. And then the enlightenment of, like, having to find faith and hope in every single thing I do, literally, to, like, fight either addiction or even in negative context. So for me, I felt like I just had a bad streak of years. So, like, for me, it was just like could have been 4 or 5 years of shit going consistently down the drain, whether it was jobs, houses, friends, girlfriends, money, like, you know what I mean? Like, when all that shit ties in with the drugs and bad toxic shit around you, I mean, you can't help but to think negatively. You know, it's hard to see any types of positives in that realm, I guess you could say.
It's so weird to think of that, because okay, now this is me going with my past and how much I fucking know about the Bible. But what about the story of Joseph? Like, he was actually, like, literally, he's like, if I remember the story correctly, God and the devil had a bet, and they're like, I bet you anything that Joseph only praises you because you give him a lot of stuff. And the God is like, no, that's not true. Like, I'll start taking a bunch of stuff from him and start actually making his life a living hell, and I'll show you that he still praises me. So that he does this, but yet it just turns into like this sick joke. Like, why is it that it had to turn into, I guess, the form of good and evil to show the best of people? Like, again, you no matter how much bad shit happened to Joseph, he still was praising God. Like, he still did his best to praise him no matter what.
right.
So, like, in that sense, like, where is that bad sense that you say is like, oh man, like, a bunch of this negative stuff hit and a bunch of like this bad stuff hit, so I know it in the background, but yet I'm still have this enlightenment of the good stuff that goes on from the rest of my life? Like, is it kind of like a leeway? Like, do you kind of have yourself a yin and yang situation going on now? Like, do you know the middle ground of what is acceptable and what isn't? Like, I could bring up an example, like, when you actually steal, do you steal because you need it, or do you steal because you want it? That's a whole variable right there in itself. Are you stealing because you're hungry and you're dying and you need the food, or are you stealing because you want to steal to be a badass? Like, that already in itself is in a like evil and a good kind of sense. Obviously stealing is bad, but yet you're gonna die and you haven't eaten anything in a long time.
So imagine my life is at a point to where I'm with people who are robbing for no good reason, but I'm somebody who's in need to steal your money to eat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, see.
So, I mean, man, to me, I think of this life as there is no such thing as, like, you can do no evil. You know what I mean? Like, everything that you do, I mean, yeah, people can do things to be a badass, and yeah, some things are genuinely wrong, but if you have made wrong choices and are like trying to come to terms with them, I think that you can do no evil, because I think that just things have to be done in your life to be done. Like, whatever decisions you have to make to get by is what you're doing to get by. So it's like, yeah, even if I am taking $10 from so and so to get some fucking hot dogs at night at the end of my day or something, you know what I mean? It's not going to be, well, for me, I would hope it's not going to be that way forever. You know what I mean? I would hope that to just really get through those times and fucking make it out of them, which is what I did, at least. So for me, it was like you said, a toss between yin and yang. Like, it was seeing a lot of that bad, and then once I teeter-totter towards the middle ground, it was like, okay, since you've seen the bad, do you want to, like, keep doing all the bad shit you know, or do you want to make different choices and try to get a job, try to get motivated, try to work on music, try to, like, make different friends, try to, like, not be with people who are going to prison, and, like, all these little aspects, you know what I mean? You have to make a decision once you find your middle ground. But if you're not in that middle ground, then I don't expect you to make any type of decision, because you're already in whatever zone you're in, whether that is positive or negative.
Or right, or left, or
Right.
Democrat, or Republican.
Right.
There's too much of a separation in the world, guys. Too much. Love, peace, and love.
Peace and love.
Brendan,
Peace, love, and chicken grease, man.
let's go on a lower note. We fucking hit some pretty hit topics right away.
We got some crazy life topics in there, man.
That's how shit goes. Have you ever seen any like fucking awesome World Star videos?
Oh.
I mean, remember that day we watched a fuckload of World Star, but I mean, is there anything that goes down in California that's on World Star worthy?
Man, I'd say people's driving down there. People have road rage, like, so basically you'll just see people always pulling off on the sides and just like stopping to fight each other. Or like, you know, you'll catch yourself trying to deal with people all the time there.
Really?
Because everything there's just 2 lanes. So like here you guys have 4 lanes of everything and everybody's confused and driving every which way. There everybody just has like 1 lane going this way and 1 lane going that way. And so most time if you're like pissing somebody off in front of you or in back of you, you know, you got to deal with them.
Yeah.
Basically, you know. So I feel like one thing that is world star worthy is California driving. Man.
California driving.
Yeah.
How do you feel about freaking bad? How do you feel about publicity? Does it matter what it is, good or bad? Does you just want it, or does it have to be a certain state? Like, should I have good publicity for a good state,
Who?
or
You?
anybody?
Oh, anybody.
Anybody. Let's just use us as an example. If you were example, one of your songs on YouTube fucking blew up, but it was in a negative way. How would you feel about that? It's gotten millions of views, way up there, but it's really negative reviewed. Like everyone is just dogging it. You got 1 or 2 people that are in there like, yeah, keep it up, but mostly it's just like blah 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 blah. Mad bad rap. What do you feel? Do you feel that's still publicity, or do you feel like that's not the publicity I want?
I feel like if it's just one song, if I'm getting paid, deal.
Deal.
I don't give a fuck. About the bad rap.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But that's the thing is, if it's bad rap, I don't want people to follow up and be like, "Oh, we want this guy to make more shitty music so that way we can."
I hear you, man.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
All right, I only bring this up because I know this local director.
Mm-hmm.
He actually made a music video for I guess you could say new metal rock band here. They're called Method Blank, and oh my god, it blew up. It's got so many views on YouTube, but it's in the negative way, like super negative. Angel, will you look up a music video on YouTube by a band called Method Blank? And let us. I don't remember exactly what it's called.
At least people from here are on the map, man.
Yeah, well, see, a lot of people know about them, and they were actually featured on this website called Metal Sucks.
That's dope, bro.
There it is. See, look at that. Where is it at? No, that's not a lot. Go to the first one. Oh, look, the people are reacting to it too. Holy shit! Heavy Metal Gamer reacts Method Blank's Eddie's Home. We won't be able to hear the song because I still don't have audio, but go ahead and play it. Throw it on the screen, everybody could see it. You will see a little bit of the directing. Look at a little bit of the directing. Right away, people started dogging on the green screen. Right away. I mean, is it that bad?
I mean,
we're critiquing this right now.
I think I see a dog in the clouds.
I see a dog. Is that a dog? That's an alligator.
I am the dog. I am the dog. Look at him. I am the dog. Got me and my chick.
He's like some like weird like
Drumming with sticks.
Drumming with sticks.
Drumming with sticks.
Random chick.
Random chick.
Another-
shaking her hips.
Another random
Yeah.
chick.
Tied on the bed. Don't know what this about.
Oh man. Okay. You can
Okay.
stop this, Angel. You can stop this. You can
Alright.
go to Google and just type in Metal Sucks Method Blank.
So I could see it, low quality production, but I mean they're better production than me at this moment.
Well, what did you do for your video?
I mean we have like a $700 camera, but
That first one. What did you do with it though?
I mean,
Come on. What, you $700 and you ain't doing shit with it?
bro,
I'm putting you on the spot.
I just find good angles, and then if I see a video out of like a certain shot or
You
place,
scroll
or
down a little, yeah. See,
this
those
and
guys
that,
are
and then I make it
local,
happen.
dude. Our first show here in Albuquerque, remember Diamond Lane and freaking Ballistic Bats and all them? These guys were on the bill. Method Blank. We played with these guys. That's so crazy.
That is pretty crazy, dude. What? You guys played with them,
Yeah, they're not that big though. They kind of suck.
dude?
Again, they're into new metal. You know what new metal is?
No, maybe.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of Limp Bizkit?
Yeah.
You ever heard of Korn?
Yeah.
Shit like that. That's new metal.
That's well, Limp Bizkit is more like
Rap rock.
like rap rock.
That's what you call new metal though. That's what
Yeah.
these guys are.
I can believe it.
I can believe
can
it.
believe it.
Look at the clothes. Look at the clothes.
I feel like I've seen the dude on the way right there. feel like I've seen him in town before.
I've seen him around. I
I
saw him.
wouldn't doubt it at the bars here.
All right, we're good with this. You can close this, man. Again though,
Want a beard like his?
is it bad publicity? Does it matter?
No, because any publicity is good publicity.
So no matter what, again, as long as it's just one song that they dog on your video, on your whole album, you're cool with that?
Cool with it. But me, I'm not looking to like blow up.
That's
Like,
what everyone says.
I know, man, but I genuinely don't want like the attention.
But yet you putting yourself out there for the attention.
No, I just like to put out the music. If I could put it all,
Okay, so you're saying if your stuff hit and they started messaging you like, hey, we want to sign you, we want five-figure deal, music videos, publicity shots, the whole works, you're gonna say no?
probably
Why?
because I think it's too personal.
But you put your stuff out there.
Yeah, but only for a personal audience,
So what if it doesn't reach a personal audience without their help?
which is what basically my whole problem is right now.
Yeah, exactly. So what if it does hit to a certain amount so it catches the eye of the people and then they're like, we'll promote it with this deal?
Well, the thing about rap, in particularly, is it's a hard crowd to please. Not that every music genre is a hard crowd to please.
I'm gonna talk shit. I'm talking shit right now. Rap is way easier than fucking rock and metal because I see people that are blowing up in the rap scene way faster than
Yeah.
people in the metal scene.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then let me rephrase. Okay, the real politics
In,
of,
like-
of rap
Okay.
are hard to follow, especially with that new shit that makes all the old politics basically go out the window. But if you're not abiding by the old politics and you do blow up, then you're gonna get called out for every inch of what you're doing. See me, I've abided by every old politic in rap because I've studied the root of it. Meaning I know my oldest rappers, albums, artists, connections, stories. Underground artists to dates to releases. I've been with these artists on their journeys as they've gone through them. You know what I mean? So I know the roots and the foundation of it. Most kids and people nowadays, they don't need to study it that hard. They don't need to dive into it that hard. You can be third world and kind of dumb to be like, yeah, let me spit some bars and just be good at it. And most people just are. For me, it's a different thing. I've sat in my room late nights, hundreds of hours. I've written over fucking 300 to 500 songs for a fact. You know what I mean? Like I have 300 to 500 songs of just notes stacked in notebooks all around different states and here and like, you know what I mean? Like I have the evidence and the work and then like the foundation. So it's also like I feel like the way you carry yourself and what you speak about. If you listen to my album, I don't touch any type of politics. I don't even touch my own life too hardcore because you say, oh, I had a hard time, then the next man could be like, how hard of a time did you really have? Because I had this hard of a time.
Yeah, or just diss on what you said was a hard time.
Right. So, even as an artist, I learned to really not narrow my words, but I learned how to say what I wanted to say while still appealing to a certain genre and crowd of people. So that way if a camera view ever were turned on me, all you can pay attention to is like my lyricism, my topics, my rhymes, you know what I mean? Like the stuff you're supposed to focus on. But a lot of people will not focus on that if they're not looking at the real elements of raps. But like I said, if I were to ever blow up and some real record label were like, all right, let's dissect your bars. Let's see what you can do on camera. Let's see what you can do in a freestyle. Let's see what your roots are, kid. That's what makes or breaks pass or doesn't. Like I said, for me, I know I could, for the most part, pass. You know what I mean? Like, I've rapped long enough to know rap. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how many hours I've invested into rap in itself, but enough to not want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, not that I don't want to do it anymore, but enough to know I'm good at it to a point where I can do anything with it, which is chill and relax and not do shit. Which means I'm at like a comfortable point with my music, basically.
Yeah.
You know, I've made enough songs in the 10 years of making music to just like
Work on it when you want to,
Right.
release it how you want to.
And also that, not only that, but it's like had the full structure and format. So like for me, I'm like, right, I conjure up the music video or imagery or this and that, and then I'll conjure up the song format, then I'll write it to the song, I'll produce it, and then I'll get everything squared away to where it all connects to where I just have like a song and maybe a visual, not always visual, but if I can have the music video with it like in that week or in that day or whenever I'm making it, then cool. But most of the time, man, I like to have like a format for what I'm doing to make it easier. You know
That's
what I mean?
legit. Like I remember you saying that you pretty much followed the same format for every song in this album. Like it had the same kind of structure, but yet it still had its own meaning in between each of them.
Yeah. Every song is completely different from one in itself. And, like no songs sound the same, but just my format of what I've developed in my head through 10 years. So imagine when you're thinking of words, there are 8 trillion billion words that you can put in every which different way. So when you're writing, singing, talking, how do you know that you're saying the right ones?
Yeah.
It took me 10 years to figure out how to say the right words and to feel like I'm saying the right ones. Not only that, how to really speak my own words. That is what I really had to figure out, because when I first started writing, I mean, I have mad ADD, so I just think of like, I could think of how to put who is they in 6 different forms. Who is they? I could do it lower. Who's they? Like, I could do my shit in 18 different ways in itself, and I would just get confused. I started figuring out little formulas. Okay, this is how I roll in. This is how I drop in. This is when I start. This is when I should stop. This is when I should maybe put in 2 bars. I started being able to measure, to count, to, before it would just be all choppy. It'd be like, just choppy, random shit that I'd be meshing together. And then after chopping it together for so many years, it started having format. Then I started knowing, okay, when I write 2 lines, that equals 4 seconds. So if I write 8 lines, that's 16 seconds. That's fucking 8 bars. Like, you start being able to do the math, and you should start seeing it completely different.
Yeah.
You start seeing it in formulas. I'm sure that everybody will rap, if you're a rapper, then yeah, I'm sure you start seeing it that way too.
Yeah. And it's the study of music.
It's the study of music.
Literally, when you're thinking about it, you're 4 notes per measure, 16 notes per measure. You're doing quarter, half notes. You're just getting all those situated in your words.
Which is the hardest part.
And which is amazing too, is because I learned because I used to fucking dabble in rap. I got a couple shit on YouTube. I used to do that shit. But
dabble in the art.
The thing is, I learned the best part was syllable control. Like how well you can actually control your syllables in a song. You can actually use your whatever word you wanted to and extend it into a 4-bar note, and you're only saying 2 words.
Right.
Literally.
So I mean, have you broken down my album a lot? Not yet, really.
I've thrown it on there. I jam it out once in a while.
Too bad we do not have any music.
I know. My bad. I'm still figuring that shit out.
Figuring it out.
Give me some sponsorship deals, guys. I'm trying to figure out some shit. But yeah, in that sense, where does that, I guess, creativity come from? Because in your sense, you already have, like you say, a structure of how you're doing things. But where did the ideas for the words or syllables or the phrasing come from?
So this is the thing about that. So think about it. For 10 years I've been doing this. I started out my freshman year completely just like, basically what I was writing down on paper would be not raps, rhymes. They were just, you could say random words. It'd be like, I feel like broken glass.
Slam poems.
Like it just didn't make sense at all. Sophomore year got a little bit better. Junior year started actually putting the songs out. Senior year I have a full-blown little group. You know what I mean? We're almost good enough to get shows and shit, basically. Like, and there's still, and imagine when you have 3 people, you're not writing a full-blown song yourself. So all you have to write is a 16. Anybody can write a 16. It's 45 seconds. You know what I mean? So write 45 seconds. That was easy for me to do when I would be, 17, 18. I didn't know how to write a full song quite yet. So I would always just have these thoughts swirling around, concepts, ideas of songs, how I felt, little things that just always swirled around and kind of like would replay in my head throughout the years. And I'd be like, oh, but I don't know how to put that into a rap. I don't know how to put that into a song, but I keep thinking of that word. I keep thinking of that title, withdrawn. I kept that on a piece of paper, different notepads for like 4 years, and the next thing you know, it became the outro to my album. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So like those little words that swirl around in your head, do not take them for granted. Even if you got to write them down just as one sentence, that's what I would go and do.
That's where I fuck up, is because I'm always
Any
fucking
little
doing some
thing.
sickle like riffs. I'm fucking around. It's like all of a sudden I'm like, dude, this is fucking catchy. This is fucking sick. Next day I forgot it. I'm like, fuck.
Right. So that would be also another one of my biggest problems was sometimes I would write such intricate raps in a night, and if I didn't rehearse it well enough as a teen, I basically would fucking not be able to like retrace the steps
Of what it was, what you were
Yeah.
doing and stuff.
Yeah, now it's muscle memory, so I can write a song and have it memorized in a day. I mean, I can write a song and I can make a song in a first take, 1 to 2 takes. Basically, all my songs are done in 1 to 2 takes. I don't spend 50 takes on a mic like most people.
Yeah.
It's just I come in knowing what I want to do, the velocity, the energy. Maybe my first couple of takes might be just to adjust on the mic and where I'm at and shit, but for the most part, I come in with the energy and premeditation of knowing exactly how I want to sound, and
Same thing. I'm about the take, but I don't chop up anything.
Right.
So like I do, like if I write a song for 4 minutes, a 4-minute song, I'm gonna record that whole 4-minute song. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I fucked up on this part. I'll just edit it in post, take
Right.
out that part and undo the guitar. I have to do the whole song from start to finish in one recording. I mean,
Right.
sometimes it takes a little bit more than one take, but I don't chop up anything. Chopping up, I feel like, gives you less structure of what your song really is.
I feel like just depends. I mean, I don't know about for fucking like for guitars and shit. But I mean, just for rap sense, I mean, like you would come in with the 16, and then you'd have like a 4-bar measure chorus, and then like another 4 bars added to finish your chorus, and then another 16. So for me, you'd almost have to split rap up. Like a lot of the time, it's easier to split rap up, but not splitting your verses. I see people that basically could be like, oh, I can't spit all of my verses because it's too fast, too many words. And I'll see a lot of people slice their verses and then not be able to have the same amount of energy coming back. So,
Or how does that work for live settings? Like, okay, say you do write a verse that's really intricate and kind of hard for you, but yet the only reason why it came out on the record is because you literally chopped it. Like you did the first part, but you couldn't finish it, so you waited a few seconds. You're like, but yet you chopped that middle part of
Right.
the dead air, so now it just seems like. But when it comes to the live setting, you can't do it, is because you chopped it in production.
I think that
Does that happen with rap?
yeah, that does. That's basically what I'm talking about. So for that, I feel like it just becomes like if it's live performance, most time they'll be able to run over their bars and they'll be sloppy about it. So they'll be able to, like I said, even if it does have that breath and split, recording is completely different to just spitting. So like for me, whenever I spit for somebody out in the open, I can give you like a completely different energy than I would ever give you on a microphone. On a microphone, I cannot tell you what it is, but it's like a pain in the fucking ass. For me, I just have to sit there and like really hone into a whole different zone, mental, and like be able to really project, enunciate, and really be able to speak with, like when I'm spitting in front of you live and raw, it's just like casual. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's the difference, is a lot of people will write it, and when they're saying it to you out loud, it is casual. But then the second you step up on a microphone, well, that's the thing, is how much professional time have you actually had standing in front of a microphone and speaking? Probably not too much.
Yeah.
So a lot of people can't be fluent, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even me, man, in everything I do, there's probably always one breath that I can never get, but I never chop my songs. I just let that one, like, you can always hear one breath in everything I do.
And there's always that aspect too. I love Immortal Technique, because in his verses you always hear the breath that he takes out on side, like, and I'll be
Right.
trying to give it all the, and you could hear it, like he doesn't chop that shit up, because that I feel it gives a little bit more feeling to the song, because especially when you can tell the difference when you fluctuate in different tones, you're just like, and I be ripping the shit, and I be fucking, and then you bring it into an actual, more of a sense of, when to tone down and get a little bit closer, but yet you still know when to get really fucking loud, and you still hear me from this far away. I could be this far away and you still hear what I say, but yet I come a little bit closer and you still know what's going on. You see that? that little aspect of learning the dynamic of the mic too really fucking blows me away with not doing it in post production. Because say somebody will rap the whole thing right here and they know exactly what they're saying, and every time it goes down like this, but on this part I need myself to be a little bit louder. So in post production, the end part, they ramp that up instead of you doing it on the mic. Like, I should be rapping here, and especially when I go louder, it should be way out here, but yet I can fix myself closer to the mic. They should be able to know, I feel, dynamic of the mic more, especially when it comes to like, I don't know if you know those like rapping singers where they actually have like really like clean harmonies inside of their like literally like singing. Like, oh my God, dude, those guys can control the mic. They literally are so. I just love how they do it. Just that, again, I feel like the more you do yourself in production, the more harm you do to your music, because it's not really referencing how you do it. So you put all that emotion, you put all that feeling, and you do all of that shit in one take, it's going to come out on the record. But if you have chops, you have different cuts, you have different backing stuff, then that comes out too. Is like, I can hear the work done compared to I can feel the determination done. And maybe they're both hand in hand, or maybe they're...
I think it's both. You know, because I was like, well, for rap, I mean, 90% of people can't do rap, and like I think 99% of people don't do rap in one swing. Like there's not one song of rap I know that's in one full swing. You know, everybody cuts at a chorus, or everybody like their verses. Yeah, I know everybody. Like if you're spitting just your bars and it's a minute and a half, then I'm like, yeah, I know some people that will like. I'll pride myself off of spitting for a minute and a half, basically.
Yeah, if you can, that's what I'm saying is like if you're chopping your verses and stuff. Obviously, there are those senses of like chorus and stuff. Like I don't want to if it's so dank and it's so good, why would you have to re-record if it's gonna repeat itself?
I feel like okay. Well, I think I see what you're saying. So for me, like yeah, man. I mean, like what I'll do is basically I'll go in, say my whole chorus, blah 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 blah. And, you know, it depends, man. If I feel like I want to keep rolling into that second verse, then I will. Or if I feel like, ooh, I said the first part of that chorus good, all right, let me just loop that over twice so I can get the same sounding chorus, and then I'll just come in, slingshot, second verse, second energy, boom. And so, like, it just depends, man, on the dynamics, really, of, like, how you're making the song, too, I guess, man. Like, for me, I can do them in any which way, all the way through, or, like, you know, fucking stopping and going. But like for the most part, I'd say as long as you can like increment yourself up, then that's the biggest part. Because like for me, I had to go from spitting like only 30 seconds to then 45 seconds to a minute 15 to a minute 45, and now I can spit a minute 45 with no problem. Also writing that too, like it used to be a challenge for me to write a straight-minded minute 45 verse, and now I can write it fluently. Always stay on topic, stay on point, stay in bounds of what I'm talking about, and this and that and this and that. But I don't know, man. It like to me, it's all science. It's freaking when you really get into it, dude. It's there's a lot that goes into rap and what goes on in your head. I guess you could say. You know, for some people, dude, it's like I feel like it's like a domino effect. Like they're just like, oh, I want to rap. They get given the life, and then they just go step out on stages, and it's meant to happen. For me, it was like a journey. So I was like, all right, I wanted to rap. The life found me. I got shit to rap about. I started actually like feeling more as an artist. I went through the journey to become an artist, and then once I felt like I was an artist, I started talking about all the things that happened in that 10 years. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's different for everybody, you know?
That's true, because, I mean, you see these rappers now that are just fucking Gucci Mane and just talking about straight up Rolls Royces and just being, like, all about money and shit. Like,
right.
I mean, it appeals to who wants it to be appealing to. Like, if you like it, you'll like it. If you don't, you don't. Like, that's where I feel in your sense, just that no one has found it yet.
Well, I say, like, okay, for Atmosphere, dude, you know, the album everybody listens to with Sunshine on it, you know?
Yeah.
That album didn't get found until 10 years after. I think he sold, like, 7 copies the first time around.
Yeah,
He said, I mean, he says himself, he's like, dude, I didn't sell jack shit when I first made it. And that's me, dude. I've only sold about, like, 7. Not even sell. At this point, I just kind of give them away to anybody I know, you know?
Yeah.
Like, But basically, for the most part, man, like a sales wise, I didn't sell really a damn thing. But 10 years later, you never know. It could be a hit that everybody's singing around the world, just like his songs. So you never know, you know. And for me, I would hope that that's not my case. Like I said, I'm just trying to stray away from any type of acknowledgement. Like, if I could just make music to make music for me and the homies, then cool. But like at one point, I was obsessed with kind of the whole fame deal and like edging towards. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't have worked for 10 years to like
Not have that ambition.
But as I started coming towards like a narrow end of that journey, I found myself stepping away from that. The more and more I started making realer music.
Fuck no.
Which is the weirdest thing. Like, the better my music got, the more that drive disappeared. So I'm like, I don't want to be in any limelights. I don't want cameras. I don't want to do shows, really. I don't, like, if I make music, it's behind closed doors. And it's when I get into a good headspace, meaning, like, I do not make my music unless I step into a specific headspace. And sometimes it could take me up to, like, just 2 to 3 hours to even get into that headspace.
What is the headspace though? Like, is it emotion? Is it feeling? I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. So, like, it's your inner core, dude. Like, so what I'll do is,
what's gonna thrive it? Are you gonna make a sad album? Are you gonna do something?
I mean,
that's...
if you listen to the album front to back, man, you'll know what type of album I made.
Alright.
It tells a story. I mean, you'll know, but you have to. That's the thing, is you have to be almost like in your feels to my album, because that's how I made it. Like, I made my album behind closed doors in my feels for years, and so the story it tells front to back tells a very specific story. You know, that's only connects with a certain amount of audience if you've either been through that type of shit or just feel that way. But a majority of the time, you know, I'll get a lot of people that are like, you managed to capture all the little thoughts I have in my head that I don't like project out. And I'm like, basically, that's all this album is. It's just my inner thoughts, you know.
Yeah.
But to a gnarly degree, I'd say, like I said, man, to like really find that headspace, like, I have to like get down to a level of like straightening out my mind to like having nothing there. And then once nothing's there, I'm like, okay, you're thinking of words, but none of these words feel right. Keep thinking of the words until they start feeling right. And once they start feeling right, when you say them out loud, do they feel right into the air? When you say, this is him, this is him, this is him, okay, what about this is him? Now you
What
add
about
on.
him?
Right.
What is him?
Now you add on.
Yeah.
And your next sentence, does it feel right coming out of your mouth again? So, like, I go line for line, dude. And that's how I've always done it. Line for line, and everything has to feel right coming out of my mouth. Because if it doesn't connect to my soul and heart as it's coming out, and if it doesn't have meaning, then the words won't take me in any type of direction anyways. It's like fate, too.
I get you.
So it's like, a lot of the time, man, I just become an open vessel, and I just let I let my mind do the work.
Just
bro.
let it go. Just let it flow, man.
Yeah, because I can write a conscious rap, and writing a conscious rap is different than speaking from the soul. Like, I have certain raps in my album that are conscious raps, meaning I was like, ooh, let me just write this in 15 minutes, and I know every word I'm saying, and I'm like, I don't need to get to any spiritual point. I'm just writing bars to write bars.
Yeah, you like what you like, and it's coming out with flow.
Right. I'm able to write. The shit like that is what people love the most, because it's in the moment.
Yeah.
So people love in the moment shit. When I get in my head, it doesn't always relate and correlate to most people, but I do it for a specific reason, you know, because I was like, it's only meant to correlate with a certain audience, and if you're not feeling that way, then it does not.
It's not gonna. Yeah.
It doesn't appeal to you, basically. You know.
But I mean,
But-
that's in one aspect of the music. I
Right.
mean, you never know. I mean, you probably had good producers producing your beats, right?
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, see, so you have more aspect of your music than just like the spiritual, the whole journey of writing it, the aspect of the stories and stuff. Because that's one thing that I wish people would stray away from, is that their whole, like, look at one hit wonders, dude. They probably hated the fact that they liked that one song. Like, maybe you do have all your songs that are really meaningful and really heartfelt, but obviously you have pick and choose between them, right?
Right.
Some songs are better than others.
Right.
So if that is the case, then there are going to be those songs where they might appeal to somebody more than they appeal to other people, where you're like, oh man, this song actually is not my best song, but I'm glad that you guys like it in
Right.
that aspect.
That's basically what happened. Right.
So in that aspect, I mean, you're embracing an audience no matter what.
Yeah, and I embrace like that type of music. So I was like, ooh, if I get a reaction like that out of them, I'm like, okay, like this wasn't what I wanted to do, but and I see what type of reaction it's giving you guys, and thank you, but like this is what I wanted to make, and even if that didn't give you the like, okay, so let's just say I make a heartfelt song and nobody gives it any views or any reaction and whatever, and I was like, oh man, I thought this was dope.
Or not even that. They see this
Like-
more as like a say. So this is a heartfelt song, but yet they find more of like a hidden meaning to it. Maybe you're not trying to say. Maybe you are talking about love and emotion and having a hardship, but yet inside the song you did talk about like a murder. Yet they analyze that and turn it into a hateful thing where like this song is so portraying of like sexism and blah 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 and blah blah, all because of this one verse, and you're just like, no, that's not it at all. This is just about emotion and love, and you guys are taking it to another sense and making it stupid.
So that's what I feel like 90% of people do to music, especially local artists or like anybody that they know making music. So for me, I mean, I've always been on a 50-50 scale with everybody I've ever known. So basically, when you take a look at my music, it's easy for you to analyze and be like, oh, well, where are his flaws? What is he talking about? Do I even like the topic? Is there anything I'm connecting to? Can I even relate to this shit? Like, you know, unless you're really sitting down and wanting to, then basically, yeah, a majority of people do have those reactions. But then, like you said, there's shit that you just make that's almost undeniable and triggers people. It triggers a reaction. And you're like, oh, well, this wasn't my best shit, but I just made it. And next thing you know, it created a spark, you know? So, like, I feel like a lot of the times I just try different methods, man, you know, a little bit of everything. Like, I like doing what I like to do, and then I like doing shit for, like, the people personally, and then I like to,
like it's not okay. So are you ever gonna make a song like Old Town Road?
hell no.
See, but that's appealing to a bunch of people.
True. But I mean, like,
What if you can put heartfelt lyrics in that, but still appeal in like a simple aspect? Is that's just not you?
right,
Okay.
right, man. I mean, for me, I'm like, like I said, I'm a very specific type of artist too. I mean, some artists, like I said, they wouldn't mind making any type of diverse genres of music, you know. But for me, I feel like I've narrowed what I'm doing down so hardcore that I won't do anything unless it's like very specific.
It's either rap or ska music. That's it.
Right, man.
Because I
That's it.
mean, if we do fuck around, I mean, it's gonna sound like something like Sublime or something like
Right. It's
fucking
gonna be some
Jason Mraz or something where it has a little heartfelt meaning to it, but yet it's still catchy with some
Right.
like, you know, some
That's how I see it.
catchy little tune, but yet still you feel it. I mean, all I ever fucking think about when it comes to playing acoustic guitar is shit like fucking Jason Mraz or Bruno Mars and shit like that, where they capture a good song with a lot of meaning to it. Like, oh my god,
Right.
you can think about all fucking. Oh man, yeah, Jason Mraz is a beast.
Dude. I don't know if I know any Jason Mraz music.
I know you
to be-
do if I sang it.
Yeah, I'm sure if you sang it, I do. I know, you know.
That
probably.
stupid song, what is it? I'm Yours. Have you ever heard that song? It's like, oh, you done me and you bet
Oh,
I felt
that
it.
guy. Yeah,
Try to be
man.
chill and you're so flat that I melted.
Yeah. I was
That
like-
has catchy tone and it has a good rhythm to it.
Right.
I like that kind of.
Right, that's like shit. I feel like we'd be even that, or we could even be more hardcore.
We could make some funny shit, dude.
Just some screamo, bro, to the death of us. You know.
All right.
Just go all out.
Brendan, let them know where they can find your shit. Let them know where they can find
Ooh,
you.
bro. We are on YouTube, man. Insights Music, INSIGHT, triple Z's. Don't be sleeping on us, you know.
3 Z's.
3 Z's.
3 Z's. Better get it out. Where else? Where can I find you on Instagram?
Brendan Jones Insight, guys. Another album's gonna be coming soon.
Where's that SoundCloud?
Complete Chaos coming soon. Complete Chaos 2 coming soon too. Ooh, SoundCloud. I actually don't remember what my SoundCloud is, but
He's got a bunch of shit. Look it up. Insight, my boy. Brendan. Thank you for coming, dude.
hell yeah,
We
man.
had a good conversation.
We did,
We
man.
talked mad. This is what
Mad
we do
music, mad ghosts, mad politics,
here. Area
mad
51,
Area 51
aliens. It's all here,
stuff,
dude.
some mass shootings.
It's all here.
It's all. Well, I mean, it's not all. I mean, the mass
It's
shootings are here,
all.
but it's all here. You know.
It's all in this world, on this plane.
We live, baby. We ending the show, baby.
With that being said, thank you guys for joining. We will be here. I will be here sometime
would
soon.
like-
We're trying to get more guests. Make sure to check us out. Twitch, MuseMe 137.
for stopping by.
In Instagram, all that good stuff. Angel, go ahead and cue us out. There's no real cue.
Morgan
Beep, beep, beep,
Freeman.
beep, beep, beep.
I
We'll see you guys later. Thank you. Thank you.
Coming